Emotional intelligence is a secret recipe for effectively resolving conflicts, especially in the business environment. We meet conflicts every day, just we can't avoid them, and we want to resolve them. Conflicts are part of the professional and personal interactions, arising from differences in opinions, values, or perspectives. That's why we cannot avoid conflicts. Emotional intelligence plays a very important role, and as I mentioned, it's the secret recipe to resolve conflicts. It helps navigating these differences in opinions and in values and perspectives to reach a common ground, productive solutions. Let's see how emotional intelligence is so effective in conflict resolution, and then how can we apply emotional intelligence to resolve a conflict. Emotional intelligence can help resolving conflicts first via understanding emotions. And this involves both self-awareness and recognizing others' emotions. Self-awareness, we know that emotional intelligence begins with self-awareness, which involves recognizing our own emotional state and how it influences our thoughts and actions. In a conflict, being aware of your emotions helps prevent knee-jerk reactions and allows for more thoughtful responses, while recognizing others' emotions can guide you and guide your responses in a way that acknowledges their feelings and perspectives. Also, emotional intelligence can help resolving conflicts via self regulation or regulating emotions. Self regulation, which is the aspect of emotional intelligence that involves managing your own emotions, especially in high stressful conditions like conflicts. So, self regulation allows you to stay calm, think clearly, and respond in a manner that doesn't escalate the situation. This is very important. Part of the self regulation it's influencing others through emotional regulation. How? You can also help to calm the situation, reducing the emotional volatility and creating a more conductive environment for resolution. So, this is some sort of self regulation, but to direct it to the other party involved. Via empathy, emotional intelligence can help conflict resolution by understanding different perspectives. Empathy allows you to see the conflict from the other person's point of view, which is crucial to find a common background and for building trust as well. Demonstrating empathy helps in building trust and understanding between the two parties, and it will make it easier for them to navigate through the conflict and reach a resolution. Another important reason why emotional intelligence is important in conflict resolution is effective communication. When we learn emotional intelligence, we communicate effectively and in a better way. So, articulating your feelings or your reflection about the conflict is very important. Emotional intelligence will help you to express your feelings and thoughts clearly and respectfully, which is essential for conflict resolution. Active listening, a part of the empathetic approach of emotional intelligence, is equally important, and it's the ability to listen actively to the other party, validating their feelings and understanding their point of view. We can complement this with problem solving skills and creative solutions. Creative solutions here can help to resolve the conflict and create a collaborative problem solving strategy, as it involves considering various perspectives and emotional impacts. Also, what is called the win win outcomes. The goal here is for emotional intelligence driven conflict resolution is not that one party will win the argument, but to find a solution that is acceptable by all parties involved. So, accepting the fact that we want to reach a win win outcome is part of the emotional intelligence approach when resolving a conflict. Moreover, as part of the emotional intelligence, the social skill and maintaining relationships, emotional intelligence helps in focusing on the long term relationship rather than the short term conflict. And this is very important. How important the other party is for you on the long term. So, people with high emotional intelligence will focus on the long term relationship and not only on the conflict. And this will lead to sustainable resolutions, reducing future conflicts as well. By resolving conflicts effectively, emotional intelligence will help reducing the likelihood of future conflicts as it fosters understanding and respect based on the concept of maintaining the relationships. So, these are six clear steps or reasons how can emotional intelligence helps us to resolve a conflict. So, emotional intelligence is a powerful tool in conflict resolution. Call it the secret recipe. It involves a combination of self awareness, self regulation, empathy, effective communication, collaborative problem solving. By applying these techniques and strategies, conflicts can be transformed from potentially destructive encounters into opportunities for growth, learning, and even stronger relationships. Now, let's imagine that we have a conflict and we wanted to apply the learnings from emotional intelligence to resolve this conflict. There are 8 steps, starting with recognizing and acknowledging the conflict. This involves 2 steps: identifying the conflict, be aware of the existence of the conflict, don't deny it. And it could be a disagreement, just a disagreement, or a misunderstanding, or a differing viewpoints in a business setting. And the second step is to accept this, to accept the conflict. Understand that the conflicts are natural part of organizational life and not necessarily something negative. The second step is self-reflection, as we agreed before. Once you are aware and accepting the conflict, you need to do the self-reflection. And this involves assessing your emotions and understanding your triggers. So you need to take a moment to understand your own feelings about this conflict, why you are frustrated, angry, or disappointed, for example. Understand also what aggravates the situation or the feeling. Understand your triggers. Recognize what aspects of this conflict trigger strong emotions in you. And this self awareness is crucial in managing your responses. So, we are still at the stage where we are trying to understand the conflict and understand ourselves, to evaluate our emotions and understand exactly which part of the conflict is more sensitive to us. The third step is to empathize with the other party. Empathizing with the other party, seeking for understanding. You want to understand their position, you want to understand their feelings as well. So put yourself in the shoes of the other person. What might they be feeling or thinking? Why they are taking their position? And during this, you need to listen to them and understand carefully their background. Pay attention to what they say without planning your response. Just listen. Listen for the emotions behind the words. The fourth step is to effectively communicate. Express your feelings and perspectives, but don't start your sentences with you. Start with I. I statements will help you to express your feeling and your perspective on the conflict. For example, I feel concerned when. Don't say or start, you are doing one or two or three. No, start by I. I feel concerned, I feel upset, and so on. You need also to be clear and direct. Avoid ambiguity in your communication. Ambiguity will make it more difficult. So avoid it. Be clear about what the issue is from your perspective. So let's say this again. Once you are going to have a discussion with the person or the party you are having a conflict with, and after putting yourself in their shoes to understand their emotions and background, now you need to understand more from their words and communicate effectively and clearly. So start your sentences by I to express your feelings and opinion, and avoid ambiguity. Ambiguity is not good when there is a conflict. So be clear about what the issue is from your own perspective. Step number 5 is to identify shared goals, or in other words, seek common ground. Seeking common ground is to find some sort of interest for both parties. Find common objectives or interests that both parties can agree on. And this could be the overall success of a project, or the desire to maintain a positive working relationship, for example. And so when you get these common interests, you need to brainstorm the solutions, encourage an open discussion where both parties can suggest possible solutions. Step number 6 is to develop a plan of action. So if you agree on the solutions, decide on a solution that is acceptable for both parties. You have done this. It may involve compromise or a new innovative approach, maybe. Then you need to set clear actions and responsibilities. Define who will do what and by when. Clear actions and responsibilities will help in implementing the agreed solution. Step number 7 involves implementation and follow-up. Implement the agreed upon solution and follow up after some time. Review the situation. Has the conflict been resolved? Is the solution working as intended, or you need to sit together again? And so on. The last step is not to forget to reflect and learn. Reflect and learn to evaluate the process. Reflect on how the conflict was handled, what worked well, what could have been done differently. Learn for the future. Use this experience as a learning opportunity to improve how you handle conflicts in the future. So these are the 8 steps, and you just need to be aware of them and do them, and monitor yourself how you can progress when it comes to conflict resolution. Applying emotional intelligence in this area is about more than just managing emotions. It's about understanding and leveraging these emotions for effective problem solving and relationship management. And by following these 8 steps, individuals and teams can navigate conflicts more constructively, leading to healthier work environment and more productive outcomes for the future.